Entrevista con el doctor Colin Campbell, profesor emérito de bioquímica nutricional en la Universidad de Cornell y asesor del Instituto de Investigación Norteamericano del Cáncer. Es además autor de una obra internacionalmente conocida en el campo de la nutrición, El estudio de China, en la que el profesor Campbell concluyó que la leche es cancerígena, así como otras proteínas cárnicas, y que la caseína es, digamos, el mayor carcinógeno que él conoce. Durante su estancia en el 2016 en Madrid, aprovechamos para dialogar con él los escasos minutos que le permitió su apretada agenda, y comenzábamos preguntándole precisamente si a día de hoy todavía sostiene que la caseína tiene el potencial carcinógeno mayor que él conoce.
Yes, mostly. It's a little bit complicated. If we test casein, milk protein, compared to other carcinogens, the milk protein increases cancer more than these other chemicals, these bad chemicals. So yes, casein is the most significant carcinogen ever identified. Ever identified.
¿Son igual de peligrosos los derivados lácteos? Pues nos referimos, ya lo sabe usted, a la nata, los helados, los quesos, el yogur.
They vary, some variants, but in general, they're approximately the same.
¿Son también negativas para la salud las leches de cabra, de búfala, de camello, en fin, de otros animales?
Again, my answer is not black and white, but there's some variation. And for these other products, in general, yes, but we have not done enough research on those, but in general, it should be about the same.
¿Es la caseína, en su opinión, causa solo del cáncer o también de otras enfermedades como podían ser las autoinmunes?
Yes, the protein of milk, casein, has been shown to increase blood cholesterol levels, which associates with heart disease. Milk proteins also cause type 1 diabetes. That's an autoimmune disease. And so the research is incomplete, but most of what we know, yes, casein causes heart disease, cancer, diabetes, in many ways.
¿Qué opina de las leches vegetales como sustitutivas de la leche de vaca? ¿Hay alguna que sea especialmente aconsejable o desaconsejable?
Yes, vegetable protein is better than animal protein or milk protein. Vegetable protein is, we did some of this research ourselves, and it presses down cancer development. Casein and other animal proteins increase it. It's very simple, very straightforward.
¿Todas?
Well, they vary. There's some variation. But vegetable proteins are here, and animal proteins are here. So there's some variation in animal proteins, but they're different.
¿Asegura usted que el consumo de alimentos cárnicos y de comidas procesadas en las últimas décadas ha producido una elevación de los casos de cáncer y de otras enfermedades? Siendo así, ¿por qué piensa usted que los organismos sanitarios nacionales e internacionales, las distintas agencias gubernamentales, no advierten a la población de esta situación?
That's a very good question, but it's also kind of complicated to answer. The agencies, the national and international agencies, are influenced, greatly influenced by the dairy industry. And so that's one factor. The other factor is that most people just think that dairy and milk is good. So the population in general, they've been drinking milk for a long time. They don't see any reason that there's anything wrong with milk. But on the other hand, when we do policy, when we do research, unfortunately, the influence of the industry is really quite strong in those kind of discussions. So it's but you're implying that that industry has some role, and you're right. Industry has a major role in what we think about dairy.
¿Cree usted realmente que seguir una dieta estricta vegana previene e incluso se pueden tratar con ella enfermedades como el cáncer y otras?
For some people, yes. For many people, strict vegan diet. I don't like the word vegan so much because vegan means people who have ideological reasons. My rationale for examining food is based on science. Vegans, unfortunately, are somewhat based on ideological reasons. Animal rights, for example. My reasoning is based on science, okay? But the evidence shows that the closer we get to 100%, the more health. Some people can smoke, for example, until they're 90 years old, and they don't get lung cancer, but they're a small number. Same thing with nutrition. Some people can eat the wrong food, and they don't get heart disease or they don't get cancer, but they're a small number. So what we're talking about is probability, and the probability is overwhelming that people who consume animal-based foods, including dairy, they're going to have some kind of problem.
Hace poco publicamos en Discovery de Salud un reportaje en el que demostrábamos con cifras que aquellos países en donde mayor es el consumo de leche tienen un mayor índice de mortalidad por cáncer e incluso de enfermedades cardiovasculares. Siendo así, ¿cómo es posible que no se sepa nada oficialmente sobre este tema?
Yeah, these numbers that you're referring to, I haven't seen these numbers exactly like this. This is very interesting. I've had the impression, of course, we have other kinds of numbers that agree with this. So what you have here, I think is very interesting. And again, it's the same question. You know, why don't we in sciences, for example, why don't we tell the public? I do tell the public. I speak many places, but some of my colleagues, they don't like what I'm saying. And so